shadow play, or Woye Kule. One bright morning, Mr. Abdul Razak and Mr. Farid took the students of Mathayam Suksa 4 to 6 on a trip to a community in Yala to watch the famous shadow puppet show, Woye Kule. All the students were excited, chatting about the characters they had heard of before and wondering if the puppets on the screen would seem alive, just as their teachers had described. When they arrived at the Shadow Puppet Theater, everyone saw a small building, about 2.3 by 3 meters high, with a slanted shed roof. At the front, there was a white cloth screen, 5 feet wide and 10 feet long, stretched tight and edged with bright-colored fabric. In the corners of the screen were loops for tying strings to important puppet characters, and banana plants were placed along the walls to hold the puppets when not in use. The students stood watching in awe and excitement. Teacher Farida explained that a shadow puppet troupe usually consists of 9 to 12 performers. The central puppets, called Woye, voice the kings and queens, while the Ply-Yuwak puppets perform the giants, clowns, and miscellaneous characters. The assistants play a full set of musical instruments, and the Mukbo Rong serves as the troupe's traditional shaman or spiritual healer. Teacher Abdul Razak explained that in the past, multiple people were needed to perform. Later, a performer named Nang Bua from Nakhon Si Thammarat started performing alone, both voicing and manipulating the puppets. This style was then adopted by later generations and continues to this day. The students observed the characters on the screen. The king and queen wore brightly colored silk costumes adorned with gold and silver. Hermits and angels wore clean white robes decorated with small gems. The clown characters, such as a Safi and a Mohammed Thong, had strange, playful, and eccentric faces. Their hands held small scissors used as weapons, and their arms and mouths could move as if they were alive. The students saw that manipulating the puppets required strings threaded through the hands and arms, allowing the puppets to perform gestures such as bowing, pushing, striking, or extending their arms realistically. Teacher Farida pointed out the musical instruments used in the performance: drums, clappers, cymbals, horns, flutes, and tambourines. Every sound blended seamlessly with the movements and dialogue of the characters, making the students feel as if they were immersed in the world of Woye Kule. As the performance began, all the characters, the king and queen, the giants, and the clowns, appeared on the screen. The clowns performed playful tricks and mischievous gestures, such as a Safi waving the betel nut clipping scissors, making the students laugh out loud. The king and queen, dressed in gold with floral patterns, waved their hands in greeting, while the hermit moved in rhythm with the strings. The flowing veils and sparkling jewels reflected the lights, making everyone feel as if the characters were truly alive. Meanwhile, the king and queen were captured by the giant. The queen let out a small scream, but the hermit used his staff to control his power, performing gestures to protect her. The students watched the battle with bated breath. Teacher Farida pointed out the boundary line on the screen, explaining that only the hermit and the deities could move across this line. After watching for a while, Teacher Abdul Razak asked the students,
"Think about it, everyone. If you were to perform a shadow puppet play, which character would you like to play?"
Amin replied excitedly,
"I want to be the clown, teacher. I want to perform funny tricks like I Safi."
Sarah replied,
"I want to be the prince or princess because they wear beautiful costumes and wave to the audience."
Mohammed added,
"I want to be the hermit because he can use his staff to control the other characters and help the prince and princess against the ogre."
Farida smiled and asked,
"And why did you choose that character?"
The children explained that the clown makes people laugh, the royal characters are beautiful, and the hermit has the power to help others. Farida then pointed out that every role is important and helps make the story complete. Many students nodded and said together,
"Teacher, if we get to perform for real, we want to try every role."
After the battle ended, the clown, Safi, walked over to the royal characters with a smile and waved to the children, signaling that the performance was over. All the students applauded loudly. the shadow puppet screen gradually darkened and the music slowly faded and stopped. Everyone felt impressed and realized that the shadow play was not just a performance, but a reflection of life and the community's culture.